when I'm trying to make a new symbol, I'll often paste a picture of a plant that I've got in mind on the right-hand side of my template drawing. My template drawing here is showing you just a circle that the construction team would work on, and we're on a layer called Plant Symbol. What I've done here is just use the polyline tool to draw a polyline that is somewhat similar to this leaf. You notice it's got a reasonably prominent midrib there, so we could, if we wanted to, use the draw line and maybe draw a line from there through there to that point there to sort of simulate a midpoint, because you notice in this symbol it goes very dense there where the leaf hasn't opened up. It's a compound leaf, in fact, of Bismarkia nobilis, a tropical fan palm. But I digress. We want to make a symbol that sort of has the flavour of this. So we can do that once we've got our geometry for one of the fronds, or one of the arms of the frond, ready by selecting everything and then rotating. And it will zoom in a little here to make it a bit easier, and we'll hold the shift key down. It's asking us for a base point, so we can just, I'll undo that and pick it again and pick rotate, pick a base point. What I forgot to do is to hold the control key down as I was doing it. When you hold the control key down, you can see that as we rotate we get, and if we keep moving around here, we can get the sort of image we want. So that's done a reasonable approximation of this. We could then, if we wanted to, take all of these, probably remove that central circle. We don't want that. What we now want to do is to mirror those. So we'll say modify mirror and set a mirror line, so something like through there, and we'll hold the control key down because we want to leave the original, and there's a representation of that sort of leaf. Doesn't look too bad. It's a little too big for our symbol. Let's turn that into a block. We'll remove this. Undo that last bit. I inadvertently changed the diameter of that circle. What I want to do is grab everything in here but not the circle, and I want to turn that into a block, and we'll call it frond for want of a better name. Probably not a bad idea to give it a unique name, the symbol number and then the word frond, but this will do for the moment. So now we have that as a symbol entity. We can scale it maybe to something like that, and then we could move it, couldn't we, into that sort of position. Then we could copy it over a number of places around here. Then we could clearly want to rotate that one. Picked the wrong one. We could rotate this around there so it's somewhat similar to the plant, and then scale it. You really want that one to be big, and you can see I'm heading off in the direction of making some sort of symbol that is similar. It gives you the feel of the Bismarkia. You might then want to draw arcs, say a 3-point arc from there into there and to that point. Repeat the arc. If we've got another one in the right orientation, we haven't yet. And I'll go on and just stop recording, and I'll tweak my little symbol and then get back to you. Well, now you can see that I've managed to rotate things. I've drawn a polyline to link from the central zone out to the base of the frond and scaled and rotated them a little. These are just copies of a single block, so that the drawing itself is going to be quite efficient. Each one of that fan shapes is just a single block, and it's been copied and scaled differentially. So that should work reasonably well. If we now go to layers and layer dialog and we turn off the construction layer, which is really only there to give us an idea of our 1 metre canopy diameter, I think you'd agree that's going to work reasonably well as a symbol that can be used for a fan palm. I'm sure you can use it for other instances as well, but what I'm trying to do there is just give you an idea how you might go about creating your own symbol, and I find pasting pictures of a plant that's striking, and one that I'm going to use if I was working in the tropical area. This is growing in the grounds near Parliament House in Canberra. In those sort of tropical areas, you need some symbols that simulate the sorts of plants that your planting palette is going to contain in that sort of area.